Number 20. So for this one, it asks the area under the entire curve of x to the fourth e to the minus x to the fifth dx. Okay, so what we're going to first do is split these into two separate integrals. Like so. So we have the right half and the left half. Okay, and so that way each of these has their own limit. This one is the upper limit, so b is going to go to plus infinity. So sort of b, x to the fourth, e to the minus x to the fifth dx. And this one is the lower limit, so a is going to go to minus infinity, a to the 0, x to the fourth times e to the minus x to the fifth dx. Okay. Now we need to do a u sub, and the u is going to be negative x to the fifth, and the derivative of that is negative 5 x to the fourth, and then dx. So we have our u here in each of these, and for the du, we have most of it, but we're missing the negative 5. So we're going to put that in there, and to keep it balanced, we have to multiply by negative 1/5 on each of these. Okay, and so now we do have the du for each of these. And so the substitution is going to work. So we have negative 1/5, 0 to, that's u of 0, u of b. And we have e to the u du. And similarly over here we have negative 1/5, u of a, u of 0, e to the u du. Okay, and we still have each of these limits here. And you add the result. Okay, antiderivative of e to the u is e to the u. So e to the u, we have to evaluate it at the bounds. We have these coefficients. Now this is important. So we have to evaluate this area, and this is in terms of u, but our original limit is actually, so it's a and b here, but these were scaling with x, so we need to be aware of that. So we're going to evaluate these first and then plug in the limit. But in order to do that, it's better to change this back to x. So this is going to be u to the negative x to the fifth, and then we have evaluating it from a to 0. And this is negative 1/5 e to the negative x to the fifth, 0 to b. And these are added. Okay, so expand and plug in. So that's negative 1/5 e to the minus b to the fifth, and then this is negative 1/5 minus negative 1/5 e to the minus 0 to the fifth. and this is minus e to the minus 0 to 1/5. I'm going to put the limits in a second. E to the minus a to the 5th. Okay. And then we have limit as a goes to minus infinity, and limit as b goes to positive infinity. Okay, so let's start evaluating these. So this is going to be minus 1/5, and then this is going to be e to the negative b to the 5th. Now this negative b to the 5th here, so this is going to be a negative big number. So this term is going to go to 0. This is plus. This is going to be overall result of 0 there. So we have e to the 0. So that's 1. So this is going to be plus 1/5. So, and so that's the result on this one. Oh. Now for this side. So here, again, that is going to be negative 0. So this is e to the 0 minus 1/5. E to the 0 is 1. So this is minus 1/5 for that piece. Here, negative negative is a plus. Now, we have a minus sign on our limit and a minus sign in the power here. So recall that if you have a negative number to the 5th, that's also negative. So this is going to be a negative big number, but you have an additional minus sign in front of it. So you're going to get negative negative big number. These are going to cancel to be positive. So you have e to this big positive, you have e to this positive big number here. And so this grows. So that is plus infinity there. So the end result of this, so you have constant, adding these are all fine, but then you have this term that keeps growing. So the overall result is going to grow and diverge.